I have to say, one of the things I am most excited about with bringing ARKB, the ARK 21Shares Bitcoin ETF to market, is really the combination of strengths between our two firms. This has been a labor of love and a long time coming, and it is a culmination of several years of work from both of us. I think it really does highlight, and actually the full ARK 21Shares digital asset suite really does highlight our strengths, both as individual firms, but also within that partnership.
Absolutely. I mean, so maybe, I'd like to talk a little bit about how we met. And what struck me about 21Shares from the get-go, we met in 2019. You had just started 21Shares a year earlier. And I happened to sit next to you at an ETF confab lunch. And I was listening to you, and I said, wow, they're going after this platform, this infrastructure platform opportunity, and they're steeped in research. So it's not just technology. It was research into blockchain technologies of all kinds, right? Including importantly, Bitcoin. And I thought, I have got to introduce Ophelia to Tom, because while she's terribly interested in infrastructure and a platform and the technology supporting what we're doing now, Tom is equally as interested and passionate. Both of you show passion around that. And let's just say I have less interest in the plumbing and the wiring and all of that. But we have a very solid infrastructure base. And I have every confidence that it's as good, if not better, than anyone's out there, because you have already put together the largest pure play crypto ETP lineup in the world. I guess you're nearing $2 billion right now, if I had to say.
Yeah, we're managing a full $2 billion in digital assets, primarily for clients in Europe and the Middle East at this point. We run 40 of these products, and we've been doing it for 5 years, which means at the end of the day, like, you name it, if it happens on chain, we've seen it. We've seen the black swan events, we've seen the cycles, we've seen enhanced volatility, we've seen decreased volatility, we've seen those moments when, crypto is just going sideways. And how do you actually deal with that? We've run infrastructurally incredibly complex products in this sector. And, I don't have a doubt that a lot of firms are going to come out and say, yes, we can do this, but most don't have an operating track record of actually delivering this kind of exposure to people consistently. And this market does operate very differently, and there are different technical considerations. I think the other piece you touched on is research. I think at a fundamental level, and I have very fond memories of that lunch. I was still trying to figure out what the positioning of my company was. I mean, we weren't even a year old at the time. And one of the things I think we connected on was this concept of like free research that puts complicated things at a level that is accessible. Mm-hmm. And that accessibility is so critical, because you have to take these really cutting edge things and make people feel like they can confidently, comfortably, excitedly come into this vector. And I think it's one of the things that ARK has done such a fabulous job of across multiple verticals that are all technically complex in their own way. But I think crypto, given how long ARK has been covering this space from a research perspective, it allows us to really bring a different approach for clients. And it translates in a couple of ways, right? It's research, and it's free, and it's available, but it's also client service.
Absolutely. And I've got to give a lot of credit to our partner here in the United States, Resolute, who, yes, we've brought along on this journey with us. They were with us in the very early days of crypto, and they were evangelizing. In 2017, we started putting out a Big Ideas publication at the beginning of the year. And they had to go out. They didn't have to. They were excited to go out and start evangelizing about this big idea in Bitcoin initially. And as a result, they have been educating themselves and their clients. So when you say accessibility, breaking it down. I have to credit our partners as well, because they actually are speaking to the advisors who have so much to worry about, not just disruptive innovation like ARK does or crypto ETPs like 21Shares has, but they're usually managing all kinds of assets and all kinds of sectors. So to get their attention, our partners at Resolute have picked out from our research the most provocative and evocative ways to understand what this technology is all about and what this new monetary system is all about.
I think that's so true. That trifecta is what you can expect from us in our products and in our partnership. It is operational experience and excellence, cutting edge research, and really fundamental support from that, developing that knowledge base, and active, continuous client service in a sector where clients are going to need more support than they do in other places, because we are talking about a new asset class at a fundamental level.
Yeah, think about that. A new asset class. Now, I remember in the 70s, real estate, 70s and 80s, real estate was the new asset class for pension funds. I worked at an institutional investment firm at the time. And then in the 90s, 80s and 90s, emerging markets became a new asset class. But when you think about it, that asset class, that equity emerging markets asset class, those are equities. This is truly a new asset class that we really haven't seen since the 1600s, a truly new asset class.